Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I am CarnagePanda.
And welcome to week 10 of Anime Talk 2024 for the summer.
Of 2024.
Yes. That of the weeks that constitute the summer.
You know, it's, let's see, carry the 3 and subtract the 2, so we've got, 12 more days before fall starts?
No! Oh, wait, that's a good thing. I love the fall.
Yeah, fall is good. It's like the best season that was ever invented.
Absolutely. Tell us what your favorite season is. Tell us your favorite season in the comments below, and also why it is fall.
I thought your favorite season was deer season.
No!
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I hate you. Well, I guess the only big difference today, just to get it out of the way ahead of time, if you come to Anime Talk to hear us talk about a specific anime, we will not be talking about Oshinoko today because, Panda?
There is no episode. Apparently there's something called a recap episode, but I don't believe those exist, and they're not canon, so we're just going to completely ignore it. This is probably going to be a shorter episode than the ones that we put out previously. So, yeah, if you were looking forward to Oshinoko, tough luck.
I was just laughing. I was thinking, it's going to be a shorter episode than normal. It's like, and the peasants rejoice.
That is a very harsh way to put it. Audience members, tell him how wrong he is.
Hey, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong about that.
All right, so I do have a few things that I want to talk to as usual before we get started, and these are going to be in the manga sphere because I can't help but read things with pretty pictures because without pictures, it's just unreadable. Have you ever opened up a book and tried to read it? There's just a bunch of text, and it gets really difficult and confusing to read it, especially if you're trying to read the Silmarillion, because then it just turns really awful really quick. It just gets really, really repetitive too.
Well, see, the Silmarillion is a great bedtime story because you start reading the droning words, and eventually you fall to sleep real fast.
And then you have nightmares.
Oh, is that what those were? Oh.
There's only one cool part of the Silmarillion, and that's where Luthien goes up to Sauron's tower and just is starts doing her pro wrestling bullshit and is like, Sauron, I'm calling you out. And he's like, all right, I'm coming down there. And he comes out with his pet werewolf, and she has a dire wolf with her or whatever. And the direwolf just pounces the werewolf, and they're fighting and stuff. But then because she's a bard, and bards are completely overpowered and nonsense in Lord of the Rings, she just completely shit stomps both Sauron and the werewolf, and he's begging for mercy. And you're like, why did the Lord of the Rings ever happen? She should have just ended it right there.
Well, there's a lot of things with Lord of the Rings where it's why didn't they do X? It could have just ended everything.
She also snuck into the Melkor's place, and we all know that Melkor is bad.
Oh, very.
He's very, very bad. If you didn't get that from the first 20 chapters, I just don't know how to help you. But she goes in there, and she shit stomps the entire army, and puts them all to sleep. And, I still can't understand why there's a story to the Lord of the Rings after this chick just, why? Bards are just too overpowered.
This is true.
All right, but after I went off on a tangent, we do have some things because there's 3 new things that are going to be showing up in Weekly Shonen Jump, and the first one is very interesting to me because that's Ichi the Witch, which is by Nishi Osamu. She's doing the writing. And who's this person? Well, that's the person that wrote Iramu-kun. We covered, I don't know, like one season of it, maybe. Is that correct?
Correct.
Of the anime of Welcome to Demon School Iramu-kun, and the verdict is it's good, right?
I had mixed feelings about it at the time, but then you started like showing me, you started sending me like screen caps of like the manga from farther on. And it's like, holy shit, this is awesome.
So the anime's production for the visuals at least is kind of mid, and it's not really fair to bring the manga into comparison because Nishi can really draw and she's really good at it, and a lot of the illustrations look pretty stellar, and it gets a lot better as it goes on. But she's not doing the artwork for this one. It's being done by Shiro Usazaki, who did the artwork for Act Age, and that was semi-popular. I don't know. It only sold like 3 million copies, so somewhat popular story. It's in the same vein of Oshinoko, where they're doing acting and stuff, but unfortunately, she lost her job because the writer for it decided he wanted to become popular with law enforcement and got arrested for flipping young girl skirts in the middle school age kids. Yeah, she no longer had a job at that point, and they've been trying to find somebody that she can work with, and I guess they finally did. Interesting, though, doing 2 mangas at once. But I guess since she's only doing the writing for this, it's a little easier. And I don't know, maybe Iramu-kun is coming to an end, even though that's a super popular series as well. I just read chapter 362 of Iramu-kun. Still great manga. Don't know if they're ever going to get around. I think there's another, like a season 4 in production, but I don't know when they're going to get around to that. I think that has some of the better stuff, but I could be completely misremembering because my memory's fuzzy right now. And let's see. Where was I going to go from there? I think I lost my train of thought. Shit.
The train is derailed. Families are broken. So many dead.
Oh, yeah. So I did read the first chapter of Ichi the Witch. It came out yesterday. And the verdict is it's good.
What is it?
So, yeah. It's not amazing because, it's just one chapter. You can never really judge a manga after one chapter. The first test it has to pass is of course, is this going to catch on, and are people going to really like it? So, well, I don't know.
I guess I disagree a little bit. You say you can't judge a manga by the first chapter. You can a little, because the thing is that there is a point to judge. What's its retention rating? People read it. Can it? Is it enough to bring someone back?
It might have very easy because Nishi Osamu is already an established author, and you know how things go. Even if it was bad, if your favorite author or something comes out with a new thing, people tend to just forgive it because they like the author or whatever.
Very true.
Both people are already known quantities, so they've already got an established fan base, so they're going to come out just for them. Iramu's hugely popular, so it's got that going for it. But one of the things that I thought while reading it is that it really reminded me of the Hunters Guild Red Hood. Very, very similar kind of story, where in Red Hood, it's kind of like some sort of Japanese retelling of Grimm's fairy tales, where they're supposed to be hunting down the bad things like the werewolves and the vampires, etc., so on and so forth.
Oh.
Well, I don't remember what they call him, but he ends up helping this one witch that went to fight this spirit or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Helps her out. Apparently, only women can be witches. So it becomes really surprising. It becomes really surprising by the end. Actually, this is kind of like some Final Fantasy VIII bullshit, where the spirits get junctioned to the human being.
No, not the horrid junction system. No.
So yeah, he ends up defeating this thing, and I guess junctions it to himself, so he becomes Ichi the Witch, which is unheard of because it was thought that only women could become witches. So it's a woman dominated thing.
That's right, my man Ichi. Fight the power with power.
I guess it has that going for it. Artwork's pretty nice. They did have a moose in the beginning, or whatever that is, an elk. So that looks good. That would. What are your thoughts on that, Featherhoof?
Well, I'm not dead, so it hasn't found my car yet.
I am interested in seeing how this goes. It's in Weekly Shonen Jump, so obviously it'll be going every week until they get a break.
Are there any bell peppers in it yet?
There are no bell peppers in it yet, so that's interesting.
It might be worth it then.
All right, so what? Just like in Dragon Quest for the time to slime, what is the time to bell peppers in this manga going to be?
Well, how many issues are there in?
There's only one chapter out. It came out yesterday.
I'm going to predict 3 chapters.
3 chapters to bell peppers. Okay.
Yes.
We're going to hold Featherhoof to this. All right. So the other 2, this one's coming out next week in issue 42. Is that Shinobi Koto? Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
This is by Takaguchi Ippon and Mitarashi Santa. I guess Santa Claus is doing this, so hopefully this is gonna be a good present. But I did. Apparently they had another manga in Weekly Shonen Jump that got axed, unfortunately, kind of like Red Hood. So
is she wielding a giant novelty candy?
Yeah, that's what it was. What's it called again?
I don't know. The big swirly candy?
Candy Flurry, okay. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, this got axed after 22 chapters, and...
It's already axed?
Yeah, it starts on April 19th, 2021, and it ended on September 13th, 2021, so... is this around the same time as Red Hood? Looks like it. They both came out in 2021, so...
rest in peace, Shinobi Koto. Was it bad?
Dude, it doesn't even come out till next week.
I just asked you. You said it's dead. I thought we were still talking.
No, their previous manga, Candy Flurry, got axed.
Oh, okay. I see. I got confused.
Here's Featherhoof with the pre-axe action on it. He's like, rest in peace. Didn't even get a chapter out.
I got confused. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's hard to be at Weekly Shonen Jump because they're really trying to get they're really trying to pump up the numbers. Those are rookie numbers. I
know. What was that manga you were talking about the other week where it was like the dude said in like, oh, it changed my life before the manga even got one issue out?
Okay, Kagurabachi, yes. Kagurabachi has changed people's lives before even one chapter came out. Okay, I see where you're going with that one.
So Shinobi Koto apparently has to be, always has to be the polar opposite. Sorry, Shinobi Koto, you fall in that category. Sorry. So saith the eye.
Okay, so the whole thing behind Kagurabachi's Mimi was that either this is going to be the next big thing or it's going to get axed to 15 to 20 chapters. Sorry, Shinobu Kote, you're getting axed to 15 to 20 chapters. I will read it, and we'll come back with that next week, and we'll discuss about that. But unfortunately, Featherhoof thinks it's already done.
I don't really.
Our last one is Haku Taco. Yeah, looks accurate.
Tacos where?
I guess this is about Mexican food. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's the third one that's coming out. I guess that's going to be coming out. One of these is coming out after Jujutsu Kaisen ends, which is great because spoilers. It had a really bad ending where the bad guy just lost because reasons.
That making me sad. Because I had just started watching it like a few weeks ago.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It was bad before then.
Oh, really? I mean, I was only like 4 or 5 episodes in, and I was enjoying it.
Everything that's in the anime is not where I believe it becomes one of the worst mangas I've ever read. It starts at a place called the Calling Game Arc, and this is where it just goes off the rails, and it doesn't start pushing the story forward anymore, and it has nothing to do with our main characters. It's just a bunch of randos that pop up and just start fighting each other each week, and it's like, what the hell is even going on? To put this into context, I'm not going to dig through my folder of Jujutsu Kaisen's manga pages that I've saved, but I remember this explicitly. This arc starts out with a battle, and I don't think it's between these two characters, but one of the characters' powers is that she could turn her hair into a jet and fly around.
What?
Yes, and then there's another dude whose power is, those little toy propeller hats that kids wear?
Yeah, the propeller beanies, yeah.
Yeah, that's his power, is that he's able to wear one of those.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it has like almost nothing to do with the main characters that they started out with. So, I think there's probably going to be like maybe 6 to 12 more episodes that are going to be good, and then it's obviously going to get greenlit for another season. It would be a joke to think that it's not going to, because of how massively popular it is. But I've not enjoyed the manga for like 2 to 3 years now, even though I kept reading it because I was like, you know what? Just like with Shikadoko with us right now, Sunk Cost Bros in the comments, tell us how much you love this show. So yeah, I don't know much about this this next one that's coming out. I'll read it. I'll get back to you on that, but sometimes they just have really weird concepts in the magazines that don't even interest me. So, okay. So this guy was apparently an assistant on Black Clover. So, I guess he's an acolyte or a protege of what's his face. I can't even remember his name. Yuki Tabata. Okay, so yeah, I guess they're giving him his own series. So. Let's see how that goes. I do enjoy Black Clover. I think that Black Clover is actually a better manga than Jujutsu Kaisen. You can go down to the comments.
Give a chance at first.
Well, I read the manga, and the manga is okay because Asta is not screaming at the top of his lungs. And okay, so do you ever have this thing like I do this all the time? I'm reading a manga, and I really don't place how the actors are going to play the character. Or when the show comes out, I'm like, oh, that totally surprises me. I'm having that thing with 2.5 Dimensional Seduction right now because I never thought that Okamura screamed at the top of his lungs all the time, and it just did not register me. Does that happen with you?
No. Wait, if I start reading a manga before I start watching the anime, because and this is going to sound stupid. I know. I'm sorry, but I I would love to be a voice actor. I stymie myself as a bit of an amateur, extremely amateur, voice actor myself. I try to envision that stuff myself. I try to envision, how would that character sound?
I guess I could kind of get that, because when I'm playing an RPG or something where there's no voice acting, you have to do all the voices. But then I'm like, there's 30, 40 characters. I can't come up with a voice and I can't get in the head of like all of these guys. So it's really difficult. So, it's better to appreciate when, somebody just has one role to do, because they can do a more deep dive into it instead of like 30 to 40 characters. I've been playing through the Game Boy Saga games, and it does this. Now, in the first game, they're all gangsters, like they're in the mafia or something. It's like the story is completely mental, and I'm like, are the protagonists actually the bad guys? Because they're just saying stuff like, "You're scum, you make me sick, now die," and then like it's like, holy shit, man, just chill out. But yeah, it does happen to me for sometimes. Especially with protagonists that end up screaming in the anime. I just really have a hard time placing that as their personality. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, before we get started, Sunk Cost Bros in the comments again. Tell us how much you're enjoying or dislike Shikanoko, because that's the first episode we're going into right now. And as you can see, they are going to be doing trigonometry in this episode, so it's going to be a terrible episode that's going to take a long time. It says that it's going to be 23 minutes and 35 seconds, but if I've learned anything from doing trigonometric problems, that is a lie. They take forever, so...
Hey, maybe it's just one trigonometric problem.
Oh God, no! Fucking hell! This is like all my fucking physics exams in university. It's like you go in, get the exam paper. There's only 4 problems on it, and you've got fucking I don't know how like an hour and a half to do these 4 problems.
Everyone has to have fallen for that, right? Tell me you all have fallen for that. Where, the first time it's ever happened to you, you go in and the person lays down the thing in front of you in the test, and it's like, it's 4 problems, 5 problems. And you're like, oh shit, all right, it's only 5 problems, all right. And it's just, it just blindsides you, but when you realize, fuck, I've been here for like 45 minutes, I'm only on problem 3. Shit.
Okay, I'm actually really good with math, but...
Ooh, butt math.
There's a reason when it's involving trigonometry that they only put 4 problems in an hour and a half. It's because fucking trigonometry takes forever. And I don't know why it is, but I can speed through things in calculus, and I think it's a way easier math, even though, some of the problems start invoking trigonometry. And because they invoke trigonometry, it takes forever. And I don't know what it is about trigonometric problems. Like, the entirety of trigonometry is just memorizing the fucking identities and everything anyway, so I don't understand why it takes so long to do a problem with them, but it does.
Well, I mean, at least it's better than geometry. And geometry... No, hear me out.
Okay.
In geometry, let's look at this triangle right here. Let's pretend, for the sake of this thing, it's an obtuse, triangle. It's a cute triangle. Let's go to that, because I like the word cute. It's an acute triangle. All right, let's just say it for the sake of this argument.
It's a cute triangle.
The angles are acute.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah. So, and he's like, well, it's an acute. It's that the angles are, it's an acute triangle. It's like, but prove it. It's like,
prove
I see it. It's in front of me. It's like, yeah, but mathematically prove it with
Just
math.
put a smiley face in it. Now it's cute.
What would you put it if it was an obtuse triangle?
I would just put a picture of a dumb person, like like George W. Bush. That would suffice, right?
There we go. Yeah. I'll be honest. when springtime comes around, I start to cry too. Because god damn it, my allergies flare up like a motherfucker. Oh my god, I live off of freaking allergy pills, and I hate it.
I used to have that problem too, and I would get it really bad in the springtime and the fall time. And then one year, I was expecting it to happen, and it has never happened since. Like, I just don't get the allergies anymore, and I don't know why. There's like zero explanation for how my body could have changed to not have the allergies for whatever reason.
I have much fewer allergies in the fall, but there's still some, but I can live through the fall. The spring, not only is it just the world produces allergens, but because I'm a husband to a wife who really wants to have cats. And let's just say when I took the allergy test and they did the little pricks, the one that came up cat, highly allergic. And here I am living with 3 of them.
Well, I'm sure they love you though.
Oh, they love it. The summer they love it. As they're we have to freaking brush them every other day, and the hair and dander gets freaking everywhere.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I would get them really bad, man. Like my nose would just be running, and my eyes are watering and everything.
Yep.
And it was a terrible experience, but no more. Yay!
Lucky bastard. So I totally feel for Nokotan in this cold open. I'm with her. I understand the tears.
Yeah, they did make a Sazai-san reference back there, and this is still the #1 show in Japan with an average household rating of 5.6 gorillion people watching it every week.
Gorillion? So, whoa.
Yeah, gorillion. It's just the top show. You can't beat it ever. It's above One Piece, so yeah.
Damn.
It's almost double One Piece. So.
Well, wait, is One Piece like #2 or something?
Let me just give you the actual chart.
Let me consult the chart.
So that you could consult the chart and be amazed that One Piece is not dominating.
I don't know. I never thought of it as dominating. I know it's popular enough. I'd actually be surprised if it was like #1. Ah, #4. Okay.
#4.
Doraemon. I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's another show that I've never watched. So I have no idea about it. I've not watched either of these.
Oh, I've seen it. Okay, I have seen that. I mean, I've never watched it, but I've seen like clips and stills of that. Okay, yeah. I recognize that. Chibi Maruka-chan. That I've never heard of that, but
yeah, I've never watched Chibi Maruka-chan either. So you know what? I've never watched One Piece or read it. So you're like, yeah, all these popular things you've never watched, even though you've watched like 3,000 shows. Yeah.
I mean, doing a quick check of Chibi Maruka-chan, I've never even seen this before. Like I've never even seen. This is my first time even seeing pictures of this. So, yeah, that's new on me.
I assume. Oh, that is very old. Damn. Holy crap. Well, I guess the author of this is making a killing and never has to work another day in her life because of how popular this thing is.
And here is an accurate representation of how I live with allergies.
I have to agree. That is an accurate representation of how allergies used to be for me, but are no longer. Like, not even joking. I feel this like the empathy is flowing through me. That's like anybody with allergies would just know.
It's like right now, my eyes are burning. My nose is starting to get that little itch. It's just sort of like my body's trying to be sympathetic, it's empathetic, like you said, for this poor animated deer girl right now.
That's surprising.
Then again, that also could be because I haven't taken my daily allergy pill yet. What?
That's not even...
What is that? What is that deer doing back there? It's flailing. Why? What is happening?
It's like got his mouth open, and it's actually singing that this fucking Space Odyssey 2001. There's been the deer choir in the background doing it. This is the deer choir right here.
We finally see them in episode 10.
I wish I could say that this is over the top, but it's not.
No,
that's how it feels.
If you're one of those people out there going like, come on, I don't get allergies. You have to be exaggerating. No.
This is almost like when you're trying to create some kind of show or something, you're not trying to be accurate to real life because nobody talks in dialogue in a story like they do in real life, and events like any event, drama or comedy or whatever, just does not happen the way it does in real life. So to see something like this being represented and it's just like totally accurate is just weird.
You know what's
like
weirder?
What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
They're trying to be funny here, but it's like I understand this.
Well, that's part of comedy, is the exaggeration. The exaggeration,
but it's not exaggerated.
But you know what's weird though? And I know we're only seconds in, maybe a minute. I'm enjoying myself with the deer show.
True. They did a trigonometry section at the beginning, and they just immediately pivoted away from it, which is probably a good thing.
As we all should. We should all pivot away from trigonometry. I've never met a person who has allergies deny having allergies. I've never met that person. Who is that person? Because there's no hiding the fact that you have allergies.
That's true. I don't know where they're coming from with this. So, yeah.
That's just weird to me. Is that some kind of thing? People in the comments, tell me, have you met that person? And why? What? Why?
I'm interested in hearing this too.
Now, see, what's this? Just this isn't even remotely like what allergies are like. Yeah, we had an accurate representation, and now they're underplaying it. What the hell?
Yeah, this is totally pathetic. They need to get their act together. Yeah, it's completely disabling, but she's not selling this. She's a bad wrestler. I'll put that out there. You know the wrestlers that the wrestlers that try to do the no sell and completely screw up the show, and you're like, man, this show sucks now.
Ew! 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 Ew!
Bro, what the fuck? I don't understand people that just like carry around a handkerchief and try to do this shit. Like, I use tissues and I just dispose of them because it's gross.
Okay, you know what? I get having a handkerchief. I get it. You're out in public.
I don't.
You don't have your tissue box handy. I get it. It's the people who are like, I've seen this. The people who see you suffering from allergies, see you sneezing, and it's like, oh crap, I just had some snottage, and they go, here, you want to borrow my handkerchief? It's like, no. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you offer that? Ew.
I think, you know what? I feel this strongly, but if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, Dim's fighting words, man. Like, get the hell away from me with that. Yeah, people with handkerchiefs, they just like sneeze on it and get their snot all over it and stuff, and then they just put it back in their. Then they just put it back in their pocket.
Well, what else are you gonna do with it? Carry it?
No. Just exile yourself from society for a couple days. That's my recommendation.
Look, I used to have a handkerchief. It got old and raggedy, so I haven't threw it away. I haven't gotten a new one yet. But I would carry it around, and if he got snotty, and I would throw it in the wash.
Dude, this just reminds me of that clip from, I don't know when, but when Rudy Giuliani was talking and he just pulled out his handkerchief, blew his nose into it, and then just started wiping it all over his head. And it's like, why would you do it that order or at all? Like, what?
Ew.
It's a real thing. Look it up.
You have your homework assignment. Why is this the funniest? I don't know why, but this is striking me as fucking hilarious right now, and I don't know why. It's like I'm expecting some kind of toy sprinkler to come on the shelves because of this.
This is actually gross too. There's things that crawl up into your garden hose, and that's why they recommend that you don't drink from it.
Didn't stop me growing up.
Yeah, and you turned out perfectly normal.
Thank
wink,
you.
Wink.
See, someone acknowledges it. I just gotta tell my psychiatrist that.
Are you sure it's the psychiatrist?
Or therapist, one of those words.
All right, so the difference between the psychologist and the psychiatrist, should we get into that? No. Thank you.
I was just trying to make it stupid.
I do feel like I need to go to a water park now, though. But the last time I was at a water park, I went down a water slide, and I almost felt like I was going to go flying off of it. Like, there's this one turn I ran around, and I was like, oh, I'm almost off this water slide.
Oh, Christ. They do?
That's the first I've heard of it, but I guess they do? I'm going to have to look this up, man.
I don't know. Put those things on.
Should we call shenanigans on this?
I don't know. Because I want it to be real.
How to get hypoallergenic eyewear.
Oh my god, they exist. But they just look like safety work glasses for the most part.
Okay, so I guess that's a thing, but
I'm
not sure how that helps because I feel like it's always attacking your nose and...
Oh, really? Allergies seem to attack my eyes before they attack my nose. It goes in that order, eyes then nose.
No, I've always gotten a really, really bad runny nose, and when I'm talking bad, it's like really bad, but fortunately, I don't get that anymore, so I'm very, very happy, and
he keeps rubbing it in, folks. He keeps rubbing it in.
I hope that's a trend that continues for the rest of my life.
Fuck you.
Because I know how miserable it is. I'm sorry, people with nasally voices just annoy me.
Sorry.
You don't have a nasally voice. Holy shit, when you hear them, it's terrible.
I sympathize with this plan. Not necessarily cedar trees, but I mean, if it was possible, I'd blow up all my allergens too. Sorry, kitties, but
wow, this got dark.
Sorry. If I could live my life without having to take allergy pills every damn day. Because look at those eyes. Those eyes. Look at those eyes. People are like, "Oh no, she's going crazy. She's got crazy eyes." No, that's allergy eyes.
Okay, you heard it first. Featherhoof is going to unleash the RPG inside of his living room on his cats. And
If there's no episode next week, now you know why.
He got himself in the whole thing. He's just trying to get away from his allergies. He's like, I can't take it anymore.
Is that uniform from Gundam?
That is from Gundam. Because
I knew it.
The one right next to her is a Kycelia cosplay, so they're doing it from the original. I was going to say 0090, 0079. Original Gundam. Yeah, these are Zeon uniforms. They're doing a Gundam reference here. I thought Kycelia was hilarious because doesn't she like kill off her brother or dad or something? I can't remember which one, but
remember, dude.
She kills one of them off and is like, ha ha ha, now I'm the master, and then she immediately dies.
Sounds about right. All I know is that if she gets into a Zaku or a Gauf after in the next scene, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, Zaku is superior.
Oh please, Gauf is superior all day, every day.
Zaku is more fun to say.
How can Zaku be more fun than going Gauf?
It just is.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Plus, there was never a fight that was as cool looking in a Zaku as there was during the 08th MS team fight against that dude in the Gauf. Okay,
so we will determine this if anybody knows, if anybody watches, because I wasn't keeping count. The superior Zeon suit is whichever one was blown up the least by Amuro Ray in the wars. So tally up how many Zakus were destroyed and how many of the Gals were destroyed, and we will have a winner. But I don't know the answer to this question because I never kept track.
Wasn't the Zaku like the mass-produced model for the Zeon army? The Gauf was like the specialized, like, better unit. That is like, okay, you're the better pilot. You get Gaufs.
All right, so if we're going by that, then the Big Zob was the best.
Oh well, yeah, of course. Big Zab always wins.
I feel like we've accomplished a lot.
Wow, did we get on a Gundam? God damn it, the references putting us on tangents. And now I have my nightmare for the evening.
Yeah, they had to show you the deer ass too, so double nightmare. That's all you're going to see. It's going to be in your dreams. It's going to haunt you. For anybody that has ever taken their animal to the veterinarian, this is completely accurate.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we understand Neko Yamada saying, no, I don't like the hospitals.
There's so much empathy this episode.
They know, too. Like, as soon as you pull up into the parking lot, they're like, oh, you fucker. You fucker. I can't believe you did this. Or I don't know, if you have like the special carry case for the cat or something, they're like, no, we are not doing this. For whatever reason, they just don't like going to the vet.
That's the question I'm asking about the second half of the episode. What even is this?
I don't know. Is the joke supposed to be that these flower arrangement people just have their heads so far up their asses that they don't know what the hell they're talking about? Because, like, obviously, Sheikah here does not have any idea how to do flower arrangements, and as soon as you start hearing her play the guitar, you're like, this is bad. This is definitely bad.
Yeah. How did we go from laughing our asses off to this?
Okay, so Featherhoof was making a good point about liking rice, but I think that the best kind of rice I have ever had is just Mexican rice, because they put all those spices in it and everything, and I don't know, it just hits right. Every time I've eaten it, it's like, yeah.
Salmon is yellow Spanish rice. That's my favorite rice. But I mean, yeah, I sort of said a bunch of stuff when the episode was still going, but what we got to paused here. I get liking rice, and I get that
rice is good for you.
Yeah, and I get the point of comedy is the exaggeration. And you need a good setup, and you need a good punchline, and the exaggeration is what makes it funny. And I guess that what they were trying to do is like that's the comedy. It's so exaggerated how much she loves rice. Isn't that funny? Not really.
Actually, isn't this the improper place to be planting rice? Because it's always the rice paddies that I see like anywhere, and aren't they like filled with water and shit?
Yeah,
and they're trying to do it in the backyard of their school. I think this is just the wrong place.
Unless she's gonna build some kind of aqueduct or some shit. I don't know.
It's like trying to go fishing at the top of a mountain. Lies.
I think that ship has sailed, Anko.
She definitely wants to. And with her own sister. That's weird.
Bleh. Bleh.
You gotta be okay, man. You need to clean that up.
It can wait.
This is just my opinion, but making a character named Bashame and making her entire personality just be rice is not a good idea. I don't know what they were thinking.
You know, when it comes to comedy, you got the different types of, when you have like a troupe, comic troupe, you got the crazy one and you got the straight man, and the crazy characters, and you got the straight man for the people who to relate to versus the crazy characters. And isn't Kojitan technically supposed to be the straight man in all of this?
Yeah. And she's nowhere to be seen in this episode, by the way.
Which makes it even weirder.
Not this skit right here is what I meant, not the episode.
So they turned Anko, the psychotic ninja incest bully, into the straight man to Bashame's crazy obsession with rice planting that was boring.
And she doesn't even seem like she's that crazy or like.
That's what I'm saying. But that was the exaggeration. She loves rice. Oh, goody.
Yeah. This falls flat.
It does.
And
what is it with this show, man? There are times where it's just like we're sitting here, if not chuckling, we get upwards of just busting a gut. But then, like, the rest of the episode will just be, huh.
Every time Bashame is on screen, she steals the show for just how awful she is as a character and how boring she makes the show.
I don't know. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but this show works best when they're playing off the psychoticness that, the Koshitan and Nokotan create together. They literally are this. I mean, they're nowhere near, in terms of quality, they're nowhere near these people, but they are the, Abbott and Costello of this show. They make the show. Their interactions together make the show. And when they're not there, or they're interacting with these other characters who are just boring, it's like, eh.
Yeah, I think this character and her creation was the author's greatest mistake. Now watch this be like completely inverted in Japan, and everybody there thinks that Bashame is the most hilarious character, because this is actually a common thing that happens. That the Japanese have a completely different taste than us over in the West. Case in point, the most popular shows over there tend to be different from the most popular shows over here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's most popular right now in this season because I'm not looking at a list, and I refuse to do it.
Well, then what use are you?
I don't know. I really don't.
Well, we'll find one for you. Maybe in the next show we watch, we'll find a use for you. Yes. You remember how? Remember in previous episode, what's the main character's name? The main chick's name again? Riri-san? Damn it. Ririsa? Ririsa. It talks about it's like cosplay. Cosplay only brings out the good in people. Cosplay is not only brings out good. Immediately, this episode shows it's like y'all are pervs, all of you.
Okay, so I know that the anime is not showing this, but she has a really nice butt. Also, I can't help but notice these two guys in the background on the left side of the screen.
Just the ones that are only half drawn.
They're like those derp reactions are so good. Like, even though they're like half drawn and not fully detailed, I can't help but love it because of how derpy they look. And then I guess you have Vegeta on the right side, or is that Gohan?
Oh God. Maybe that's what was his name? Yeah, Vegeta's little brother. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Vegeta has a little brother? Since when?
Oh yeah. Oh, there was some movie or something. I remember seeing it. I can't remember his name though.
I did not know this. Maybe
Terrible.
now I'm gonna have to watch Dragon Ball Daima, which is coming out next season, though, so that I can see that this is actually canon.
Dragon Ball Yo, Goku and his friends return.
It's called Yo?
Dragon Ball, Yo! With an exclamation point.
Yo. Like a gangsta yo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Name is Tarble. And
Tarble?
yeah, I can see Tarble.
Is that
Tarble?
Is that supposed to be a vegetable reference too? It's referencing green peppers. I know it right now.
No! I know that. No! What is it with you and green peppers?
You love the green peppers. That's why I'm bringing it up. We haven't seen anything about green peppers this week, so...
Oh. You know how Vegeta is the front part of vegetable? Tarble is a reference to the back half of the word vegetable.
Oh, okay. They need stopped.
You know, I think that's one of those statements that it's like, finally someone says the obvious. It's like, yes it is.
That just reminds me of a scene in Gundam Rekigistan G, where this guy, like the entire show makes no sense whatsoever, and I don't know what the fuck even happened in it.
It's Gundam. Does it have to?
But he says something like, "What's going on? It's just one thing after another," and he looks super confused, and it pretty much like that entire image and what he says just sums up the entire show. And like, I'm not even joking. They're just talking about like nuts in the beginning, and it sounds super sexual, and it's like, what the fuck are these guys going on about? Why? What?
Is she really asking that? I mean, clearly she sees her over there pouring her heart and soul into her Lust-A-Lot character, and she's actually tantruming inside her head, throwing a little internal monologue tantrum about like, how about you be able to pour so much love into something other than yourself? I mean, she's pouring her love into the character she loves to make that perfect cosplay. How could she literally be asking that?
I have no comment.
Oh, is this another one of those things where it's like if you were to comment, it'd be spoilery?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay. It's just, she seems really... Not this character, what was her name again? Nagomi?
Yeah, Nagomi.
Nagomi seems really, really weird character to me. Not only did it's like, she lashed out at Ririsa, when they first met because she dared to ask a question, and now she's like, just hating on, the person playing Lust-A-Lot over there. I'm terrible with her name still. It's like,
Mayuri?
Mayuri. You have any idea how hard it is to be able to pour so much love into something other than yourself? It's like, yeah. She poured so much heart and soul into making that outfit and becoming that character for people to see in her cosplay performance. I think she has an idea. She has an inkling.
I still have no comment.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Am I making myself look stupid by asking this question?
You're always making yourself look stupid.
Yeah, but I mean this one specifically.
Yes.
Shit. Yes! This is the smile of a perfectly adjusted human being? God damn!
I think this is why this show is great.
All I know is that that's the kind of smile that if you see in a dark alley, you know it's like, well, I'm dead now.
You could be fine.
I don't know if my fat ass could run that fast.
Actually, I think this might be a little off. Let me just compare it to the manga. No, they're about similar, but I think she's got like tears in her eyes in the manga. Oh no, you can see him here. You can see him just very slightly. Okay, so yeah, she's not having a good time.
No, clearly not. No. So, is she going to be coming back and cosplaying as Vegeta next cosplay event? Jesus Christ.
No, that would be funny.
Because I mean, the way, like these two, it's the way these two view each other. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is one hell of a emotional trip. I mean,
it would probably be pretty tough to cosplay Vegeta as a woman because I think the first obstacle would be. I think the first obstacle would be the receding hairline. So,
bull. No, they pull it off. And besides, I've seen people, gender bent cosplays, before. It's a thing.
I'm gonna look this up right now.
But it's just the psychotic stare that, did you feel bad for me or something? Why are you leaving? And I don't need a pity. It's like I'm waiting for her to Super Saiyan out over here. I mean, Christ.
Yeah, I looked this up, and they're really not doing well on the receding hairline here. So, this is a tough cosplay to nail if you're a woman. So I need to see more women cosplaying as Vegeta.
Kakaroto.
Okay, yeah,
Seriously,
but
we're one genre away from this being a freaking shonen series. I mean, seriously, is that what I'm thinking of? What?
You mean a shonen battle?
Yeah, a shonen battle series. Seriously, I'm waiting for a fight between rivals and enemy, frenemies to begin. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but that's not this type of show. It's more just inside their heads.
Nagomi here, I mean, Nagomi's intensity here is insane, dude.
She's just an incredibly competitive person.
Sure. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, they cut this out because it's in the manga, but I think it's from not from the people from Twitter, but around her, like the producers and stuff.
Oh, are these like what they were when you hear those little voices in the background there?
Yeah, because they're not translated. I mean, I guess they didn't cut them; they just didn't translate. Yeah. It would have been a mess though if they translated that and just put words all over the screen. So I think that Nagomi here is just making a mistake that people make. Like, you enjoy something, but then you get in a bad spot, and you think that the way to make yourself feel better is to just try to tear down other people and make other people miserable. But that doesn't actually fix the problem for you, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be miserable, and now those other people are going to be miserable as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of...
I made the jokes earlier. I was poking fun, but yeah, as they started getting into this bit here, I even I had to shut my ass up. I'm sitting there like, ooh,
It's kind of like, most of everything you see on YouTube itself is already fake, and
of course,
you could call people, you could just call people frauds or whatever. But I think, like, at the end of the day, they just get in this really cynical place, like, especially when they get larger, because everybody wants to eat and feed themselves and stuff, and at the end of the day, but
of course.
You see this in other YouTubers as well, as they just get in a really cynical position where they get captured by their audience, and then they just have to put out stuff that their audience likes and not necessarily themselves, and so they just kind of are just trend chasing, and it just kind of feels soulless at that point. But here with Nagomi, her whole reason is that she wants to enjoy this, but she's just not enjoying it right now because she has all these problems, and she's a sensitive person, so it really gets to her. And so, at least this is my interpretation, because you see this in real life. Like I said, she's trying to knock other people down and make them feel miserable to fill the emptiness in her own heart. But unfortunately, that never works. You're still just going to be... Well, I shouldn't say that, because we're not in Australia. She's still going to be a miserable bitch at the end of the day, and those other people are just going to be miserable as well. You haven't fixed anything.
But there was part of her backstory there. I don't know. I mean, at least for me, that really kind of hit. It hit relatable. I mean, I can't say the exact same thing. I've never desired to be called cute, for instance. I've never
you're so cute, Featherhoof.
Fuck you. I've never had that. That desire. But I mean, I'm not a huge YouTuber. I'm not even large. I'm not even big. My reach is.
Are you sure about that?
Small. Yes, but I do understand that euphoric feeling she got when someone complimented her. It's like, I have a small fan base, and when people send me these compliments, it's like, oh, you're actually a really fun person. You're a really, a kind person, this, that, or the other. They because, it's not the same. I'm not presenting myself for visual affirmation, as so much as a personality affirmation, with my, how I present myself in my Let's Plays and my live streams and whatnot. And when that affirmation is received, and I can see, going down a rabbit hole like that. I can see that desire to want to do that, why she went pro, so that she could always do this thing that she loves, that she gets that affirmation from. And I get it. I do. But yeah, this dark place she went down, what you were describing, it's just like, it's a shame that some people do unfortunately fall down that trap, that they do go down that hole.
And it is a trap. You're not going to fix the issue by making other people miserable. And I want to say another thing is that when I was taking that psychology class, and I'm going to preface this again, don't come to me because I'm not an expert in psychology, but one of the things that the professor was covering one of the days is that human beings are not very introspective. They don't do a lot of self-reflection. So Nagomi's actually doing a very unique thing here, and is getting to the root of her problem, and obviously the root of her problem is herself.
Yeah.
So she has to say, I am my own problem.
But the ultimately is going to come down to whether, she, introspective or not, whether she's able to, address the problem. It's one thing to recognize it, but to address it is a whole nother.
Yeah, and the whole comments thing, probably should stay off Twitter, but I'm on YouTube myself, and I get comments on my videos, and
you lucky bastard.
Sometimes I'm just like, what the hell is this person talking about? Especially, this is just going to be random. Like, I never respond to these ones because I'm just like, what? Like, people that just leave random Bible verses on my video, and I'm like, what the hell are they even trying to reference here? And they'll leave timestamps too, and I'm like, what? Like, what did that have to do with anything in that Bible verse? And I'm like, I can't even find any of them right now. I'm just like, but they happen, and I'm just like, man, what the hell are you going on about? Shit, what was that one game I was playing that somebody just was like doing it on every video too, and I'm like, bro, just chill out. I'm thinking in the background. Obviously, I'm not going to reply because there's nowhere to go from there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm never going to cosplay myself because I just don't have an interest in it. But is it fun? I don't know. I feel like,
I don't know. Oh.
Let me just give my perspective, because I just feel this way as a guy. I don't know if this is an opposite way that women feel, but I feel like that women get all the good outfits, and that guys, what do we get? Just pants and shirts, and if you're dressing up in a suit, you get your slacks and your jacket and stuff, and it just seems all very boring to me. When I'm looking at other cultures, it seems like the guys have better things there. I think the Indians have some good stuff, and people in the Middle East and the Chinese and stuff. The guys have good drip over there, but over here, I feel like our fancy clothes are just boring. Suit and tie, boring. It doesn't strike me. And that's pretty much why I don't wear it myself. But if you're a woman, you have all these neat options to dress up in, and I feel like it would be much more fun to do it if you were a woman.
Well, I think that also plays into what would you call it? Gender norms for clothing. Because here's the thing, there's not a market for men, generally speaking, especially here in Western society, that is looking for the flashy, the flair, the different, mostly people here, guys here are just like, give me my shirt, give me my pants, I'm good. There's not anybody out there. You see women though, and again, this almost plays into what the show here is pointing out, this competition for having the bigger, the better, the flashier, the more extravagant, the more fashionable look, or to even push fashion. Yes, there are some men who do that, but it's not even remotely the norm or the majority. I mean, one might even hesitate to even call it a minority. It's so small. It's below minority. But I am with you on that. It's not only in the what we wear, but I mean how it's made. I've noticed, one of the first things I noticed when after I got married, being with Sydney and stuff like that, doing laundry and whatnot and feeling her clothes, I realized women's clothes are made of different material from ours. Their material softer, smoother to the touch, nicer to the touch. And meanwhile, what do we got? We got cotton,
God,
And,
yeah.
and
More
polyester.
cotton. Polyester, oh yeah.
And cotton polyester blend. It's like,
Very
ooh,
true.
yay. When you actually touch women's clothing, it's just like suddenly you're just like, we got the short end of the stick over here. The fuck? But that's because guys generally, again, Western society, don't show that interest. They, they don't go that to the nines for like women do with their clothing. And that's the weirder thing, because a lot of anime, let's go back to anime here, because we're watching anime. A lot of anime, is traditionally thought of to be drawn by men. I mean, no, there's a lot of female mangaka nowadays, but I mean, they're going out of their way to think up all these crazy outfits for their female characters.
Yeah. Although, with if you're cosplaying like an anime character, they probably have a better design on the clothes and everything, because they really have to think of something that stands out. So the clothes are part of the character design. Now, with all that said, it is probably a different perspective. Like if a woman is listening to us, they're probably like, "Man, you're a fucking idiot." Blah blah blah. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'll probably put that out there. Like,
well, and they're probably right.
Probably a huge tangent on my end, because I can't understand any of that. But it's just coming from my perspective of being a guy. Like, obviously, our perspective of looking at other guys is that we're gross, and
yeah,
you can't understand why anybody would ever be attracted. So, but that's just biological stuff and whatever. I suck at biology. I will totally admit that, and it was never my favorite subject in school. Which is why I avoided it in university.
But I mean, talking about just like I said, fashion in our society, though, is, I mean, another part of it, is also the way we look at each other. We talk about how men are gross and stuff like that. We see each other as gross, but anyone who tries to go outside the norm of pants and t-shirt, suit and tie. You try to go outside that norm, and suddenly, ew! It's Judgment Day. You're looked down upon. You're hated, but you're not just no longer gross to your male peers. You're wrong.
Well,
it's
okay. Look at with fashion trends for guys back in like the 1700s and 1600s and stuff, where they are wearing those really tight pants, and that's gone out of fashion now. And you didn't have the women, they had these dresses that covered up everything. And like I said, you spend any time on university, you're just going to see yoga pants all over the place, and now it's the women that are wearing the really tight stuff and on the bottom. And it used to be the guys, but now we don't do that, and we're wearing suits and ties, and it's really loose on you, so you don't have it hugging your skin. But on the other hand, it's I guess fashionable. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
We don't know fashion. Let's be open.
We don't know fashion. We're bad at it.
And let's also put this out there. I'm a guy. He's a guy. Mm-hmm. And if there's, like I said, if there's any women watching this right now, listening to this right now, and wondering why we're not talking about the women's plight when it comes to fashion and stuff like that, and how women are expected to dress, or anything from the female perspective, we can't. We don't have that data set.
It's like forbidden knowledge. You just can't know it, because you've never been there, and you never will be.
Exactly. We can be sympathetic to it, but there's no way we can be empathetic to it. And we don't know what it's like. We don't have those feelings. We don't have those experiences, and we never will.
But I know they're not coming from my channel because, I only look at my analytics once in a blue moon, and I looked at them the other day, and it appears that all my female viewership has just evaporated. And I was like, 100% male now? It's just a sausage fest here. What the hell?
Well, I will tell you this. I would not be against cosplaying. If I could find something that I could actually do it, I would not mind doing it. I think it could be fun. I think cosplaying could be fun. Like we had Nagomi saying here at the end here. It's like cosplaying is fun. I see the appeal. I wish I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we talked about this early in this season, but the problem is there'd be nobody if I did it, it'd be for me. Nobody's looking for me, even if I got into shape, there's nobody who's looking for, specifically going out of their way to look for that guy cosplayer playing that guy character. Nobody's looking for that.
That's maybe true. I don't know. I think
look,
if you look at the communities, it's usually just a woman doing the cosplay, and you don't see many guys doing it.
But you'll even see women cosplaying the male characters. Even the show showed that. It's like, even male characters like, oh yeah, those are women too.
But that they exist because you see the pictures of them. You see guys doing it.
I honestly haven't.
I definitely have, but yeah, it seems like it's a larger thing for women to do because, yeah, it must be fun. It just must be way more fun for them to do it. It's all due to the suit and tie, man. It has to be. I'm gonna blame it on that.
Well, it's like, or if it's not suit and tie, if you're gonna cosplaying a male character, like a male anime character, first thing, like most things like I'm seeing here, it's stuff like Kenshin. It's samurai stuff. It's all like male samurai stuff.
Yeah, just okay. Let me use
this really awesome Ed and Al from Full Metal Alchemist cosplay.
let me use since I'm railing on the suit and tie so much. Let me just use Chainsaw Man as an example because that is their base character design is just Denji wearing a suit and tie. Although he doesn't have the jacket, and like every character in that show has that. And when I look at that, I'm just like, that's so bland. I don't like it. So yeah,
but it's like when you go against. I mean, and again, this boils down to society. I mean, when you go against it, when you try to add things to it or take things away or change things, to what's considered the norm.
It's exactly what you said, though.
What?
It's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
How the show has because I just looked it up. I looked for pictures for Chainsaw Man cosplay. It's mostly Makima and Power, but you have some people doing Denji, and of course women doing Denji, and Denji is a guy character. So
yeah, I just wish I kind of wish. And this is weird coming from me, because I'm a person who's generally just like fashion. I really don't give a shit about fashion. But I really do wish that we would experiment with more things for guys. Like more different things for dudes.
I mean, other cultures do. Like I said, but over here...
Well, that's what I mean. I feel
like
again, I can't speak for other cultures. I'm speaking for us over here.
But it's bland over here. It's bland, man. It's bleak.
It is. I mean, hey, there's anime out there that it's like, unfortunately, and that's another thing. It's like if you try to like take some like inspiration from like clothing, clothing designs or fashion you see in anime, suddenly people just look at you. Oh yeah, look at that guy trying to dress like an anime character. It almost becomes too clear. It is just that's not accepted either.
Okay, I feel like we've accomplished a lot with this discussion.
I don't know if we've accomplished anything, but I mean, it is fun to. I don't know. I think it is for however few people will actually watch this and however fewer people will agree with us. I think it's something worth putting out into the ether. I really do wish that it's like our clothing options were more than, I'm sorry, would you like long pants or shorts? Okay, let's talk about your product. Would you like long sleeves or short sleeves? Tie or no tie? It's like, oh.
I will tell you something that I found absolutely disgusting, though, is those shorts that Zell wears in Final Fantasy VIII. I have always hated those, and I thought they were the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen in my life. It's like,
now you're going to make me go look it up.
It's like halfway between a pair of pants and a pair of shorts. Like, why?
Oh, the pants that are cut off just below the knee?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if it goes below the knee, they're not shorts. If they don't go down below, to your ankles, I don't know what the hell they are. See, already we're going back on what we said. We're already pointing out how narrow-minded we are.
I'm very narrow-minded. Tell me how wrong I am in the comments.
But then again, I mean, Final Fantasy VIII's cast is one of the worst casts of Final Fantasy, so...
I've kind of softened on it because I feel like most of the problems from Final Fantasy VIII came from the fact that it had a lot of development issues. And so that's clearly reflected in the final product.
See, I think it comes from having one of the blandest casts in the entire series, terrible junction system, a horrible disjointed story, a romance that isn't even really a romance, yet even though they marketed it as a romance.
I think if they had a little bit more time to let this stew cook, they would have hammered out the story issues and the junction system issues, and it would have been a much better game. But they didn't. It's got Gunblades, Moombas, Laguna, and one of the best OSTs, in the Final Fantasy series. So there are positives to it.
Yeah. Now, if only the whole game was about Laguna and Kyrus and Ward, it would have been a way better game.
Apparently, they did plan more for more Laguna and Ward and Kyrus sections, but they cut them because they didn't have time. Back in those days, they had like a 2-year development cycle, so they had to get it out a lot faster. And nowadays, it's a 3-year development cycle, but that's because they have to do more work on everything. And yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up this episode, don't you think?
This episode has been wrapped up very neat and tightly.
And with that, we're going to call an end to week 10. I guess we felt a little more free to go on tangents because we had one less episode. And
that's very true.
We took advantage of it, didn't we?
Yep. We took much advantage of it. I'd call it week 10 and also week 10. That's being spelled W-E-A-K because Sheikah was weak.
Well, just because 2/3 of Sheikah was weak didn't mean it was all weak. It was only semi-weak.
Weak!
Yeah, but the allergy stuff was funny.
It was funny, but the rest of the episode... I'm actually so glad that there's only 2 episodes left.
I'm actually on your side with that. I really do feel like we're back to suplexing luchador animal lover all over again.
Yeah.
It's like, this is funny. This is fun.
Let's just beat it to death.
And now,
you know what?
Now
they have the adage. They have the adage, so I have to say it because Featherhoof's on the other line. They have beaten this horse to death.
That's our phrase, damn it. But with that, we're going to go ahead and close this episode because we almost got in another tangent. We almost did it. So let's say goodbye for now. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on any annotations for the videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next
time.
Bye-bye.